Hello everyone and welcome back to Elysium Trading Empire channel and website. So today we'll do another article in the article series. So let's invest in ourselves. Let's choose an article today. So last time it was the vision, the first step for getting from where you are to where you want to be. Today reader, tomorrow leader, money. Yeah, let's go for money. This is an important subject for many, so let's talk about it. So this is a delicate subject. Most people think they understand how to make money, but the reality is only a few understand that subject. And I want to point out before reading everything, this is more about a mindset approach to money rather, than investing advice or whatever. Okay, so if you look for investment advice, this is not the article, and I'm not doing it now, because I'm not yet an investor, like a professional investor or whatever. As I said, in the video regarding, investing in Apple or buying iPhones, the mindset approach to investing. I'm just starting out, reading books and even though I have financial degree and I know how to make calculation for, financial statements, calculation for investments, etc. I know about all this, but that doesn't make me a great investor because I don't have the experience yet, the real experience of investing. I'm just starting out, So maybe later I will do some videos regarding investments, but that's not the subject today. Today is money. What made me write this post in 2020, 3 years, almost, because yeah, it's in 2020, so let's say 2 years before, is when I saw, on TV, the garbage statement that I heard on TV, and I rarely watch TV, when a journalist asked people, what would you do if you win the 200 million euro lottery, the Euro million. In Europe, we have the Euro million that most Europe countries may earn, it's starting jackpot is 17 million euros. So it's pretty good, to change anyone's life and to realize most of people's desires. And so a journalist on TV were asking people, what would you do if you won, the 200 million lottery? And I randomly heard, the answers to those questions. I was very curious about people's answers, because your answer to that question, it tells most about yourself, about if you have goals, dreams, or if you are afraid of money, if you see money as evil, or it shows every belief you have toward this. It shows a lot about who you are if you answer this question. And believe me again, I've never heard anything more stupid, and I don't like to judge people, to criticize or whatever. But when you start getting, on your path to self-awareness, of course, you will be hit by some stupidity, from the human being, But of course, we all come from somewhere, so I don't have, to judge other people. So, oh no, that's too much money. I don't want to sell my soul to evil, Or, some answer were like, I would just stop working. Why? I qualified those as stupid answer. But yeah, thanks to the stupid answer, you will now have a post on money, and I hope it will clarify your thoughts, and maybe it will you rich one day. Today, sorry. And you will understand the true definition of that word later, rich. This has nothing to do with money. Just know about it. So the wrong beliefs about money. Let's first start with what most people think about money and the truth behind those false statements. Money makes you a bad person or an evil person, you know. Money makes you more of what you are. This is the truth. If you are a kind and generous person, then money allows you to give more to the world. However, if you are a self-centered person and Machiavellic person, of course, it makes you more evil. But money does not turn a good person into a bad person unless you did not know that person deeply enough. For example, recently, you know, over the years, I've been following many people that I liked. For example, Prince EA, you know, on the social medias and on YouTube, especially, or Jay Shetty, you know, the monk Jay Shetty, the pseudo monk, I would say. I really liked those persons, but once they got successful and once they got money, you know, they were at first they were doing a lot of videos, you know, really eye-opening, really, you know, for helping people. So it was like altruistic or whatever. And then once money came into their life, they started doing, you know, shitty stuff like, you know, marketing stuff, you know, stupid videos like, oh, what happened to the Uber driver? You think, see, one person has been insulted and see how she reacts, you know, all the stupid stuff, you know, just to make views on YouTube and make money out of it. So they changed their life mission. But what does it tell about them? It tells that they did this just to become famous and to make money. Their real purpose was not to help people, because if it was, then fame and money wouldn't have turned them into, you know, uh, into the product of society, you know, being like an influencer shit, or, you know, selling shit and recording about things that doesn't make sense, or, you know, all this cancer stuff that we see nowadays on social medias and TikTok and whatever, you know. This is like the cancer, you know, of humanity. Cancer is not only, you know, something physical, you know, an illness, physical illness. It's also mental illness, you know, and it's circulating from one mind to another, you know, through those types of videos which are just nonsense and distractions to the real purpose of life, which is discovering ourselves and helping others, you know, become enlightened and getting their dreams, you know, living a fulfilled life, whatever. So money did not make them bad. It just revealed who they truly are. Okay. And on the reverse, some people got money on YouTube and they decided to share it with other people, you know, transform the lives of homeless people, you know, all this kind of good stuff, you know, they changed the lives of many people thanks to money and to fame. So you see, fame cannot make you money and fame and success doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you more of what you already are deep inside, not of what you are showing to people on social medias or on YouTube when you start, and then you just change because that's not where you are in the first place. You are just showing an image, you know, of someone you were not, just for fame and money. Okay? So a real monk wouldn't sell his soul just for money. Okay? I think that there are many monks, real monks, that could tell you about real knowledge, and they doesn't earn like 1% of what Jay Shetty may earn. Of course, that's not fair, but who told that life was fair? Okay, whatever. Let's come back to the article. The statement, poor people, wrong belief, poor people cannot become rich. Contrary to what most people think, and that's why 97% of the population is poor and stay poor. Poor and rich has nothing to do with money. It's all about consciousness. Consciousness. As Mike Todd once said, being broke is a temporary situation, and being poor is a mental condition. You can find wealthy people who lost every dime they had because of series of mistakes, and they got them back quickly after. And on the other hand, you can find many poor people who won the lottery or who made a lot of money with sports, a lot of basketball players, a lot of football players, musicians, whatever. They lost everything in a short period of time and they never got that money back. Many rappers, many sports players, they got rich in their prime. And they got the rich lifestyle, villas, etc., etc. But as they did not invest, they did not have the rich consciousness. They were still poor. They were poor people with a lot of money. That's why I'm trying to make you understand. Poor and rich has nothing to do with money. You can be poor and have a lot of money and you will become broke again, because you don't have the rich consciousness, and therefore you are not investing, you are just spending your money. Even though you have $1 billion, let's say you buy, a 300 million home, your dream home, in wherever country you want. You buy, someone's, an actor's home or whatever, 300 million. You buy many, uh, unique cars or whatever for many millions and etc., etc., etc. You spend, you spend, you spend. And in few years, after paying all the taxes and all this, because you have no financial knowledge, you end up with nothing. You end up with nothing, and then you commit a suicide because your ego cannot come back to where you were before, And money doesn't make you happy. This is, a wrong statement, that people who have money, they are sad, they are depressed and whatever. While this can be true, it is mostly used as an excuse by the poor to justify why they will never be rich. Remember that money makes you more of what you already are. Therefore, if you are a happy person, why would money make you sad? Money will make you happier because you will be able to grow and fulfill your wildest dreams. If you are a balanced person, if you have a vision, clear vision of what you want, why would you be sad with money? Why wouldn't it make you happy, happier? You can help more people. You can have an impact over the world. You can do many great things with money, not just buy materialistic things. And you know, by the time from 2020 up to now, you know, every year I do, vision board or whatever, you know, writing my goals, etc. for the year. And each year, from year to year, the more I advance and the less material things are on my vision board. You know, my first vision board in 2020 or 2019, I don't remember. There was a lot of cars, a lot of villas, luxury stuff, and travels, and all this. And the year after, it was more about myself, you know. There are still one or two, maybe material thing, but not much, you know. And the more I go into the spiritual and self-development, self-discovery, and the more I realize that what makes me happy is not the material things, but the journey, you know, the accomplishments I do within myself. And you will see. We all start with surfacing because we are conditioned by society to think that all success has to do with is money, fame, villas, fake life on Instagram, etc. But when you discover the truth, and the truth is discovered within, not from external sources, when you discover the truth, then you see that happiness, I won't say has nothing to do with money or all this, but is more related to what you really want inside, which is peace, you know, um, achieving your goals, being a better person, sharing with others. We are all human beings. We all share, you know, the same, I would say, the same traits, even though we have different vision. For example, one may share his soul and his passion for music, you know, through music. And some people will share this through knowledge of life, or, you know, some others will share this through photography of nature, you know. Everyone will have his own way to show the beauty of life, you know, according to his vision, his inner mission. And money can help us um, have an impact, you know, having more vision, you know, being viewed by more people, touch more lives, etc. But of course, if you do like Prince EA, Jay Shetty, all those persons, or even I discovered yesterday Wim Hof, you know, I don't know if you know about the Wim Hof method of breathing, etc., and ice bathing and all this. This is great stuff. I recommend you to watch about. But now that he became famous and all this, he turned into a money machine, you know. He started releasing, some stuff that you need to pay for. While he already revealed, I would say, everything he knowed about for free at first. Why would you make people paying for something you released for free like 2 years ago, you know? But yeah. So, and here comes an important question. What do you want and what makes you happy? If you are able to answer those questions properly, then money will only be a medium of exchange to give you more of what you want. However, most people don't even know how to answer those questions. They don't know what they want. They don't know what makes them happy. And that's why you can find people a bit disoriented when they get asked that 200 million euro question. Or some people would just reply, I want to travel the world, I want to buy a house, etc. That's quite simplistic, as you can do a lot more with that amount of money. You can fulfill most people's biggest dreams, as most people don't dream big enough. But that's what 90% of the population would reply. And you know why? It's because people never took the time to think about what they want. Some people in a whole fucking life don't know what they want. They will die and they will still not know what they want because they never took the time to think about it. They never took, you know, a night, an afternoon, just thinking about the meaning of the life, what they want out of life. Even older people who lived for more than 50 years struggle to answer that question, and that's pretty sad. Can you imagine that they have spent all those years being alive, but never took a single hour to really think about what they really want? Please, as my readers and my viewers on YouTube, I don't want you to be like that. I want you to take an hour or two at least before the end of this year or before the end of this month or this week even to answer this question. If money was not a problem, what would you really do? And this comes to answering, the vision question, the last article that I wrote and which I will link at the end of this video because it's very important, to write your vision down. This is one of the most important advice, along with writing things down on a paper. And yeah, of course, don't be afraid to think about the craziest things that's come into your mind. No dream is too big. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Money consciousness. Now let's come back to those concepts of rich and poor. Those are two words that has nothing to do with money. They have to do with consciousness. You have either prosperity consciousness or a poverty consciousness. Bob Proctor, the one that opened my eyes on money consciousness, says that money is not the paper you put in your pocket. It has nothing to do with that. He affirms that money is an idea, and the earning of money is all about consciousness. Poor people are poor because they have a poverty consciousness. What does that mean? It means that they think, hear, talk, feel, and see lack and limitation. Just listen to poor people's conversations. If you have poor parents like I do, you must often hear about how bad the economy is, how bad the world is, how about their money problems. Look, the world, wow, so many problems. All they talk about is lack and limitations and tough times. For them, if they are poor, it's the government's fault, They let the results or of outside events, control them. And they keep planting the same seed, lack limitations, excuse, blaming, complaining. Therefore, they keep reaping the same harvest, poverty, problems, bad things, you know? And rich people have prosperity consciousness. So on the other hand, the first thing is they understand that there's an infinite source of supply. There is no shortage of supply. Everyone can be rich. This is the first thing that they understand. The second thing, and most important thing, is that they take full responsibility for their lack as for their successes. This is the first step toward anything in life. You have to take full responsibility for everything that happens in your life. If you are successful, it's maybe someone has helped you to become successful, but you are not successful because of that person. No, you are successful because of yourself, the decision you took that led you to this success. And the same for your failures. If you have failed because you followed someone's advice, it's not their fault. You have made the decision to follow their advice. So it's your fault, okay? Stop blaming other people and stop blaming outside circumstances. You know, rich people don't blame outside circumstances because they know that they are the only one who are responsible for their results. When there is a problem, and rich people have more problems than you will ever think of, they do not spend time complaining, but rather spend time finding solutions. Something to be aware of. Money cannot stay with a person who has a poverty consciousness. That's what I said earlier with, the poor basketball players or football players or singers, that become rich in money, but that still hold the poverty consciousness and they finish to be by being broke, That's why you find millionaires who go broke. And by the same law, money cannot stay away from a person who possesses a proper prosperity consciousness. Even though you lose everything you have, you can still get it back because you know how to do it. You are not complaining or blaming outside circumstances. You just took the responsibility of losing everything and you just move forward and get it back. Jim Rohn once said, if you took all the money in the world and divided it equally among everybody, it would soon be back in the same pockets it was before. Nothing is more true. Remember, money has all to do with consciousness. You either attract it or you repel it. So how to develop a prosperity consciousness? Well, the first thing to do is to follow the first success principle of Jack Canfield. Take 100% responsibility for everything that happens to you. And as James Allen affirms in his book, As a Man Thinketh, man is the causer of his circumstances, so, though nearly always unconsciously. So do not blame the government, your wife, husband, the weather, or anything else for your failures. Once you acknowledge that you have attracted everything that happens to you, or harvested, maybe is a better word, this will be the subject of another post, of course, but then you can move to the second step. The first step is knowing that you reap your harvest, okay? You reap what you sow. Second thing, to attract the things you want in life, you first have to know what you want. I've already said this. And you can follow the step I have described in this article, which is the first step for getting from where you are to where you want to be. Or you can look the video which I made about it. I will link it at the end of the video or on the right upper corner, okay? So once you know what you want, create positive affirmations every day and fuel them with emotion. So this is what I used to do in 2020. While this can be good at start, to change some of your beliefs, this is not what I'm doing anymore, Same for the visualization stuff. I used to visualize every day, myself having already what I wanted, you know. This is something that works, of course, for some people, but now I moved into the effortless way, the mindless way, and I will do video about it later after finishing all those articles. But you can start with doing some affirmations and really feel them. This is the most important thing. Just repeating a statement without emotion does nothing. You have to feel it deeply inside yourself, You have to visualize it, Emotion, feelings is very important. This process, repeated every day, is one of the most powerful way to manifest the things you desire. Third, affirmation without action is like learning without doing. Nothing happens. Remember that money is a reward we receive for service we render. The more valuable the service, the more money you get. Even though you can win the lottery, there are many other ways which are much more rewarding than just winning the lottery, because you are giving service to the world. It's not just about receiving, it's about giving also. And once you know how much money you want, forget about the money and focus on the service. You reap what you sow. This is according to Ralph Waldo Emerson, the law of flows. Each time you see yourself having a negative self-talk or a negative inner conversation, or even a conversation with other people about lack and limitations and tough times, our mind is used to this type of conversation. We talk about lack, talk about limitations, about tough times every day. Just be aware of it, Remember that you reap what you sow. So if you continue to talking about lack, it will give life will give you more of it. And talking about abundance will give you more of abundance, of the same. So remember, you can always send me a mail or whatever if you have a question. You can always comment. I prefer comments on YouTube section if you have questions, because then people will see the answer, It's not an answer just for you. It can help other people also. So it's preferable, if you answer a good question, if you ask a good question and I give you the answer in the comment section, it's always more rewarding for other people than just, for yourself. Think also about other people. And don't be ashamed to ask questions. There are no stupid questions. Just a quick example about my life. In my first studies in computer science, I never asked questions. I was not interested. But then when I did my financial degree, I moved into, business, etc. I started asking questions every day. Some questions may have appeared to be stupid, maybe for the teacher, but it was not stupid for me, and I learned from them. And that's how I got good grades, very good grades, and I got like 3.7 GPA overall, in my bachelor degree. So 3.7, and why I was not studying hard every day, I was just interested when I was, during the class, just having some interest, asking questions. So when I got back home, I did not need to, to study hard, just to review like very quickly. And since I asked questions, I remember the answer in my mind. And so no need for a big review, While when I was, in French school for computer science, I had to study hard, very hard, sometimes until 3 a.m. And I got bad results, or, just above average, like just the average, I was being an average person. When you start asking questions and getting interested, you are no more an average person. You are becoming above average and toward, the road of excellence. So start trading your way to excellence by asking questions, by getting interested, by doing actions, toward the fulfillment of your dreams and toward becoming a better person. So that's it. This one was a bit long because I had a lot to talk about, but I think everything I have said in this video is important. I would remove nothing from it, and hope you enjoyed. See you for the next article.